Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. So I'm just about getting ready to do some live trading, but I wanted to give a quick recap on what happened yesterday. So if you're not familiar with my streaming, I'm on every single morning, right when the market opens, actually a little bit before the market opens, where I do a setup and I figure out all the stocks we want. And then I trade live for a half hour to 45 minutes, trying to teach you how I do this. And then you can continue to trade with the same strategy without me. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so you need to seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to emulate anything that I'm showing you here, and don't trade with real money until you've spoken to somebody. Practice in the sim first. But right now we're doing a challenge where we're trying to make $150 to $500 a day, which adds up to a lot of money. And I can show you how we're doing so far. So here's where we're at right now, 5,000 for the month, and we've got a lot of month to go. So we're doing pretty good. We're not, some days aren't as good, obviously, but we're averaging much closer to the 500 than the 150. And we've had some events where it's been red and I've had to fight back, and then I show the recaps of how everything worked out. And this is scalping, and that's what I'm basically doing, is showing you how I scalp. And what we have here, how we do that here, is with a strategy. Not only do we use amazing custom indicators, like this is the risk oscillator that averages the last 9 candles and gives you a target range when you go in and out, and it tells you how many pennies you are. It's pre-market now, so it's kind of boring. But all these arrows, believe it or not, actually mean something. They tell you which way to go. And they're based on EMA crossovers, MACD, buy-sell oscillators, all kinds of stuff. All these custom indicators are available at the $1 Million Margin Club. Here's another one, the Scalp Pro Meter, and they're my only sponsor, and I highly recommend looking there to try to help you out no matter whatever kind of trading you do. I also I'm a coder for Thinkorswim, and I did this coding for scanners. I've got a couple of scanners that are over at the $1 Million Margin Club that have coding in them. And what particularly interesting about this one is this is going to tell you every stock that does 100,000 volume per 1 minute candle. So that's crucial when you're trying to scalp, is you really want something that's going to move, up and down, swale up and down, a way where you can get in and out. So it really picks those stocks. It does it over a 10-day average and then a 1-day average. And then, of course, this is the volume you get on a normal one. But then I also put in another script that shows you how far away it is from its high, which is important to know. You will have over here whether it's hard to borrow or not. So these are, and your ATR is very important too. That's also scripted in here, that it has to be equal or over $2 in value over a 14-day period. So these things make you help you get the best stocks when you go to trade. And then also, besides all this stuff that's on the 1 minute chart where we trade, on the daily chart down here, there's a lot of others to let you know, like, what is your capital that's being used, so you don't get into a margin situation. This is a free indicator that's available. I made available over at the $1 Million Margin Club. That shows you that average on the scanner. I like to put it in a day chart so I can quickly see. And this has got your ATR, high and low for a half range and a whole range. Really important stuff to know in a moment's notice when you're picking your stocks. Another custom script. Then over on the 5 minute, you have the market pulse. It's telling you which way the QQQ, the SPY, the TLT, the UVXY are going. This is part of the multi-chart alignment. Like, what are all the other candlesticks look like for people to trade on 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute? They're all right here. They tell you if they're green or red, and this tells you where they are every 5 minutes, so you know when to jump in or not. And you can put this market pulse on different chart times increments to see how is the market faring overall, as well as a crossover here too. I'm going fast because I got to get ready to trade here, but just to give you an idea what the strategy is that we do every day, it's based on the RV strategy, which is from the book Day Trading Volume 1, which really changed everything when that came out in 2022, I think it was. And it was the first book that showed you how to scalp large caps. It was the first strategy. So besides being Volume 1, which tells you everything about day trading, it goes on for more than half the book, is a specific strategy that really changes everything. I've got a link to that one. Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. The Day Trading Volume 1 is the $1 Million Margin Club. Day Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. Best Loser Wins, Tom Hogarth. The Candlestick Pattern Playbook, the only book that actually rates the patterns. That still to this day is the #1 book for that. All those books, all my favorite books I have links to. But back to the strategy, what you're basically trying to do is make support and resistance levels, highs and lows, ceilings and floors, right? And how you do that is you look at historical data. It's that simple. There's no rocket science. So I don't just talk the talk here. I back it up with trading so you can see it. It's not like cherry picking, and it's live trading. So I recommend you come over and take a look. That's not exactly where that fib is, but first I'd mark on a 5-minute chart a 10-day fib, to say you always mark Fibonacci levels left to right. They can be high to low or low to high, right? And then I do it again on a 2-day. But basically that's your start of, hey, where's this price action going to go today, right? Where are we going to be? Is this on a 10-day or is this further back? Yes, it is. Okay. So you can see we're looking for stocks that are consolidating. We're not looking for a catalyst like a news story. That's not what this strategy is. You want it to move right across, and then you want to play it short or long off the ceilings and floors. So here's our first ceiling and floor. It's a pretty big one. It's almost $6, over like 570. So that's too big, right? So what do you do when you want to, not deal with that kind of movement and share size? Well, you look to see what levels didn't these fibs. See how perfectly these fibs picked up these levels that were not marked over here, guys. That's why the fib is really the oldest historical data. So what you do is you look to see multiple taps. And I'm not zooming in here because I'm doing it quick, but you can see, that might be a level to watch. And then over here, let's see if it goes back. Like, see right here, it hit it again, and then it started to hit him again right there. So historical data that may repeat itself. That's really, really helpful when you're trading. So when I zoom in here, and then of course I go into this to more detail. Look how those levels marked back there worked. So it's just amazing. You go long. It's just, you go long, you go short, you go long, you go short. It's just back and forth, back and forth. So it's not perfect, but it gives you something to go by because you're really watching the price action too. That's what you're watching. You're watching the level 2. You're watching I usually hide these because it shows my accounts when I trade live. Sometimes I'll use the ladders, but this is the basic layout I use. And this is also available with all the scripts on it if you just want to do it all at once. But you don't need all of this. You just need a chart and level 2 and then, some way to take your trades. And the strategy will work for you. Scalping. Obviously, the indicators that are used by the prop firms, because I'm a coder, I do a lot of indicators for prop firms. Obviously, they're a lot of help. And why not get help? Because whatever you might spend on getting a few indicators, you basically may back in a couple of trades. It's just, so it's just such short money. But a lot of stuff I give away for free here on the channel, so you don't have to, if you don't have the money, number one, you don't have to have them, and number two, you can get a lot of them for free. But anyway, guys, we're going to jump right into yesterday's trading, so you can see it right when the market opened. I always start a little bit earlier and go over the whole layout and the setup that everybody can trade if they end up trading a different stock than what they see me doing live. And I'll be doing it again this morning. I don't know when you'll watch this video, but every morning, just subscribe to the channel. You'll get an alert. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to give your email. There's nothing. Just come in, and I don't know if you're there or not. Well, I do know if you're there because it shows there's a number. But obviously, the more people to come, the more excited I am about you guys making a living day trading. So I hope to see you at the channel. Everybody go green out there, and I'll see you soon.
Welcome to Day Trading for Success, where the professor, a former math teacher turned full-time trader and coder, guides beginners on how to trade for a living using proven strategies, breakthrough indicators, and lessons from essential trading books. The professor isn't a licensed financial advisor. Always consult a pro before diving into any strategies or demos you see here. Start smart, practice in a simulator, stick to a solid day trading plan, and don't forget to log every trade. Your profits will start with preparation. Thank you for allowing us to share in your journey. Please remember to subscribe, comment, give a thumbs up, and click that notification bell so you can be the first to receive more of our great content.
What's it going to do? Man, look at it go up, huh? Look at it go up. That's $3 that went up. The news wasn't exactly good, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. Don't really want to short that right now, guys. Not with that kind of move. But it does seem to be stalled. Seems to be pulling back. The only way to get in this would be market, and how badly would it torture me here on a market? I'm going to go ahead and short it. Yeah, I'm not liking it. I'm going to get out. Okay, so that was a bad trade. Yep. It could just take off, so I'm not going to ride that to $200 down. And all right, so I gave it a shot at the open, and now the only way to sort of to read this would be to continue to go up with it. Maybe on a dip down at the 332. Well, it already blew by it. Yeah, it's just gonna go up. That's what it wants to do. It would have been great to catch that. I don't know how many people caught it, but that are in our group here, but that would have been awesome. I'm gonna try to get in down there and hope that it's not done going up. This is the problem with trading the open. It's like it's a real crapshoot. I didn't have any data, that this was going to continue to go up. I'm just... Luckily, I'm only doing 50 shares, so it can't hurt me too much, right? Let's try to get green and then reassess if it gets me green. That was a little green, but I kind of like a little more green than that green. I'll just take a little green there. So $16 green out of all that grief, but at least it's green. So the half and whole dollar lines came in. That's what the big mess is. So do we keep trying to play this long and look for dips? Sure does look like it. It's breaking the 33. It's pretty hard there. Tried to get in there at even, 33 even. Okay. Let's take a look up here. So that's 33.43. The high is 68. See if we can break the high on this move. Going for the high on this move, guys. So that's 68. There was 50. It stalled at the 50 cents. Yeah, I'm just going to take that if I can get it there, because it seems to be not consistently going up. So we'll look for a dip again. That's where it makes me want to start using the ladder, because even when I'm doing the bid and I get off like 10 cents of where I want it to be, Keeping the share size low to go with this strategy, which is 25% of the position to go in right there. Trying to pick it up at the 39 on a spring. Now, the fact that it's slowing down to consolidate is probably generally good news. So we got our first $50. I don't know if you guys are attempting to trade this. It's probably wise not to. There's a bit more of a retracement. Off that fib might be a good spot to grab it. Yeah, I'm going to try to get in down there. I got it at 50 cents. Tried to get out for a quick 10 bucks there before it keeps going down, but it's gonna mess me up here. That's it. It's going to pick me up there. There's a swale. Come on. See, you're right. I'm right there. You just don't stop now. Pick me up for a tiny little profit there. Oh my God, you're punishing me. Should have just sold market. I'm at 50 cents. Looking at the market maker. Do anything for me here. Really stopping. Stock using that fib as a resistance, honestly, at the 50 cent and then the fib. So I'm going to get out of this for a loss in a second. I don't like the way it's looking. Keeps making lower lows. Yeah, I'm just going to take it for a loss. So I lost from 50 bucks down to 28. It's going down. So not sure we want to keep looking at this one for now. We want to get past the 11th minute. So that whole beginning was exciting and fun, but it was not much of a profit-making thing. Had I held it, I would be down to a whole 50 bucks there when it got to the 50 cents here. So MACD is turning it around. That's the MACD, so that's an important indicator to read. It's saying it's not done going down. So is the buy-sell oscillator now. So one is based on the EMA crossovers, the other is based on the RSI. And they both said this should go back down, but it's so early that the data could be skewed from the pre-market. Remember, guys, this is a lower share size stock because it can punish you really quickly. It's making a nice rickshaw man with a MACD sending it down. Market magnets looks like it wants to pull it up here though, which is interesting. There's the magnet right there. We're at the bottom level of it, giving it support. It's a little early for these indicators to read much because they're skewed by pre-market data. Yeah, it's just still going down now. Let's take a look at NVIDIA to see if we have any kind of consolidation action over here. Nope, that went straight up too, huh? Oh yeah, AMD went up too. Okay, so yeah, so Morgan Stanley puts NVIDIA 206. So that's a catalyst. Not much of one, but it's a catalyst. So if we play it long biased and look for a consolidation, this might be a safer one to kind of watch. We're right at the top of the ATR. So our quarter position is 125 shares. We'll make it 100 shares. And is it going to break that ATR? This would typically be where I would turn around, but I just getting in to look at this. I think I'm ready to go short on this quite yet. I need a little more consolidation action. So we're coming up on the 10-minute, which is usually when I look to get in on a consolidation pattern on the 11th minute if we have a pattern. So we've got, if it uses this as a channel, so we've got a fib up to the top of the market magnet, and then now the ATR. This might be a nice channel if it stays here. I mean, 82 is fairly high for it. It did go out, it went down off the ATR. What are we moving here? We're only moving like, well, that was a 7-cent move. Yeah, I would tend to buy if it got down here anywhere and then go ahead and take the first trade. So let's see if it's, I'm going to go ahead and get in down there, 27 cents, 25 cents, even better than I thought. Try to make a baby move here, get it to back up to that ATR. Come on, Thinkorswim, don't freeze. Why are you freezing? Jesus. I'll just get out there at 14 bucks. That's the kind of stuff you don't want, is the freezing stuff that it tends to do. We'll do it again. I'll click it up again. Got it at 21 cents this time. So looking for this bouncing recovery level. You know, for off of this, it's making a little channel here. I don't know how good that historical data is, but so far I'm loving it. Made a nice tweezer move right there, too. So if it breaks that ATR, be careful. If it starts to fade, let's get in for a short. Whoa. Okay, be careful. There she goes. Yep, I'd be more inclined to be long biased and wait for a dip down here again. It's not going to go as far probably, but let's see. 50 cents it's holding at. 48 on the market maker, 46. It's staying real strong here. Now we're near the higher end of NVIDIA, so be careful how strong a long bias you want. I wish I would have shorted off that. I almost did. It hit it so powerfully that I thought it might just keep going. You know how that happens. It's stair steps. So I'm looking to get in again down here as it drops. Waiting for a better move for it to drop. Nope, there it goes. Now I'm going to sell the ask and see if I can get it picked up at 74. Yeah. So that was just a quick short. This is what scalping looks like. You just try to get 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents. If you've made the PDT rule, you can easily afford to margin this many shares of this stock. We'll come back to Tesla if this starts to take too long to do anything. If it just starts to sit here, you know, then it's almost as bad as getting it the wrong way. You just waste so much time watching something, waiting for a move. Does not want to fade too much off that level, huh? 33, 35. Okay, let's get it down into the 20s. I'm going to take that if I can get it. Okay. So now this could be the time it says, we're going to go lower now. Who do you think you are, predicting our moves? It's really slowing down. See, I was just consolidating across here. Just, you know, I got it at a pretty good level. I mean, I'm just even below the 23. I'm at 21, 22. I'm right there at that level. So we're looking for it to bounce up here, back to where it was. Here it goes. You look at the 5 minutes, like, hey, it's just starting to retrace. So you could look at it differently. Like, this is a risky move. It may want to go down to that fib, but it doesn't look like it. It is fading off. I don't want to see it break the $82. It broke it. Okay. So it needs to recover off that, or I'm just going to get out. 82 gave it some spine. The even dollar. It's going back up. No? Holding it for, if only, I don't want to take a bigger loss going down if I'm only taking little loss and little profits going up. So getting ready to get out for a small loss if it keeps hovering here and breaking that 82 down. Here it comes. Let's get back up there. Get back up to the 50 cents. No, don't turn it around in the momentum. That's the momentum indicator that tried to turn it around right there. And it successfully did. I don't know. This is a terrible spot to just sit. Let's not just sit here. Oh, God. Just getting ready to get out of this. It needs to make some moves here. Come on, guys. This is what NVIDIA does. It just grinds sometimes. And you're at the lower end of where you can even make a buck, Do I seem impatient? I want to get there under the time that we have, so you pick the right stock to get quick profits. I mean, this could just go up all day, obviously. It's just a little pullback right now on the 5-minute, coming back up. There it goes. I really kind of want to wait for the 50 cent up here. There's 38. On the ask, it hit 38 for a second. It came back down. Definitely stronger move up right now. Probably try to get out just before the 50. I'll try to get out right there. Yeah, there we go. Just because it might fade off that level. Okay, so it took a while, but it made a profitable trade for us. Question is, do I stick with this? So we're looking at 2 to 3 minute moves rather than 10 to 15 second moves. That's the difference. I'd be at the exact same profit or loss the way it's moving, in the last 30 seconds since I got out. It does seem like it's going to keep going up, but it's just like maybe better to try to grab it on a dip, pocket what money there was. Yeah, there's more the level that would have been better to get out at the, but that right there shook out a lot of people. Just took their profit. So 82.60 is the ATR level. Oh, here comes the magnet. It's going to pull it up. Boom. You see how fast that disappeared? People were taking profits really quick there. We get a dip here. Get a bigger dip than that? Or is that the dip? That was the dip, huh? 36 cents at best. 82.36. There it goes down again. Hit 36 again on the bid. Oh, it's just really just messing with those little baby moves here. Tesla's still going up. I mean, this is safe to trade. It's this is very safe to trade. It's just boring. So it got down to 82 even. Right around there. It snapped on the fib. So the better place to go long would be, safer place would be wait for the 82 if we want to wait that long. That was already a 10-cent trade if we picked it up down here. 15-cent, 20-cent trade. I had it at 21 before, right below this level. And it took forever to make a profit. And it just stayed down here, remember? So there's definite memories of that being able to happen again pretty easily. No new news since Morgan Stanley's news. There's the position I had it before. Do I want to go through that whole debacle again? I'd like to get a way lower level. closer to the 82. There's 15, 14, 13, 11. I'll try to get it there. I got it at 9. So going it for 9. Take a little trade there in case it's going to keep bouncing down to the 82. And I should have held it longer. I didn't think it was done doing its shenanigans, but there it goes. Okay. Oh, well. It would have been a bigger trade. There it goes back down. What did I have it at? 10 cents before? Yeah. So there's 12 on the bid. 11, 9. Back where I was here. Can it go a little lower this time? Give me a little lower dip. No? Well, already would have made me 10 cents. Looking for a lower dip. No, cancel. It picked me up too fast. I know I didn't like that position to 13. I did not like that position. I tried to cancel that order, but I didn't cancel it fast enough. I thought I had it like 06 roughly, where it's sort of stalling right now, and then it hit below. Okay, there we go. There's a painful. So that fib is at 93, and another one's at 83. Might go to half position if it starts to go up here. If it continues to drop below that fib, though, I'm probably just going to get out for a loss. Yeah, I'm going to get out. That's too bad. Okay, so we lost some of our money there, but let me go back to Tesla and see. I mean, in some ways, that's good, what it just did there, because it might be coming back down to consolidate in a channel. This is a big 5-minute channel here. Hoping you guys are watching your max loss. I'm not running as much accurate today for sure. So let's see. Nice fib channel. I think I will mark that level right there. Kind of hit it over here too. Slowing down here to go back up. Almost got it. Almost got it there. Yeah. Definitely had two reversal signs, and then, we were right at a $0.50 there. It looked good to go long there. So short would be up here. Look good for me. Up at the fib level, so I have to wait. Stopping at the even dollar right now. It's a pretty wide channel here, so you have to be careful here. That's, this is $2 between the two fibs, so 50 shares. That's $200. To make the 500 with this style of trading under the small share size that I set it at to be for your PDT, it takes an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to like $500. You do this back and forth for a bit, then you get on a run with 5, 7 trades that are each making you $20, $30, and then suddenly you've got a big cushion, $200 to $300. It seems easier when you have a cushion. You don't seem to be as worried about the trades, but of course that can work against you. I would definitely grab it at the $31 even, but it's stalling. It's stalling at the 50 cents, man. Look at that. So let's see if we can get a short up here at maybe the 32.50. Or up to the fib, depending on how hard it hits the 50 cents. It's really consolidating right here in between this level, 32 even to 31.50. It's making a nice channel here. There we go. Can we get a little higher up there? 36, 39 on the ask. There it goes. That was it. Still a little hesitant, I'm not quite in the zone for this switching stocks here. The market split. It's going down on the 15-minute. This is a great indicator, the market pulse. The multi-chart alignment on Tesla is all up. So 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, they're all seeing up. Well, until just that happened. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and try that there because it keeps springing up from there, hoping that it's going to do it again. Got some of that money. I was up to $50 at one point on this stock, so I'm getting a little bit back there. So it's just made a nice little area right here to go long, and then up here is where you want to go short, but you want to have a fail-safe if it keeps going against you either way. The lower you can get it, the better to go long, and the higher to go short. So closer to 32.50 to go short. I mean, it's starting to just really make a channel, which it may stay in for a while. And then what it does is usually if it acts like a typical larger mega cap, it'll channel hop, and it kind of gives you a warning. And then it starts to consolidate kind of in another channel, either above or below. And that's channel trading. That's scalping. Channel trading, as Day Trading Volume 1, the book, describes about the channel trading. But then scalping is just general knowledge that any strategy you want to adapt, how you scalp, which comes down a lot to share size, adding, getting out at partials, or getting out the full amount. You read Tom Hogarth's book, you never get out partials. It just, everybody has their own little thing. It's what works best for you. If you're momentum trading and just going straight up, buy high, sell higher, buy high, absolutely makes sense to get in partial, get out partial. Looking for that 32.50 to anywhere near that to go short. But it's testing it. So once it gets up there, you got to be worried it doesn't do a breakout, which could be all the way up to 33.43. Look at that. I mean, that's why you got to be careful. 32.70 would be where I'd be worried if I got in just below 50 and it got up there. I'd be like, just don't even mess with it. You got to catch these right so you don't keep losing, making 30, losing 20, so it doesn't just take all day. This is a way you can mess with the market maker, where you can literally do constant trading with hotkeys or whatever, and make, 20 cents, like on every trade. And what happens is they just shut you down. They say no more trading for you, my friend, because you're doing like 500 trades and 1,000 trades, and you're just doing it so fast, because the market maker will split the penny, and that's why when you see me do on the accounts that are, okay, darn, I missed it there. I'm going to go ahead. There we go. So I'm going to, whoa, that flashed down fast there for a second. Try that. There we go. It even showed it before it did the money there. Look how fast that went down, huh? Boom. Wish I'd held it longer, huh? So, yeah, we're looking down here. Whoa. Yeah, I lost track of where I was going for. It was the 50 cent. Yeah. So it was pretty low down there. I didn't pick it up. Already would have been a profitable trade. Okay. There we go. I just keep taking the baby steps that I know are green wins and not holding out for bigger ones because we don't really know. We just don't know where it's going to fade, I'm not trading it like the RV strategy where I'm waiting for bigger moves, I'm just trying to get $8, $10, $15. And this is not good. Ouch. So it's going to we don't want to see it break the fib. That's at 52. That would be a $100 loss for me. And now we're at 83. No. See, this is what we don't want to happen. Now I could hold through this. What are we at? We're already at 10:02. So I keep trading differently because of the time. As we break up, let me look at the, if it breaks through the 31. Tempted to get into half my share size if it's going to do that. Yeah, and there it goes. And unfortunately, that wasn't exactly where I wanted that to happen, but it sprang up way too fast. It went 15 cents above where I wanted it to go there. So when I grabbed it, I mean, but I got into half my share size. And now we're just waiting for a spike up, but it may not give it to us. I bought in as it went up, but it went up like 25 cents when I pressed that buy, and it just put me in a much worse position. I thought I'd be at like 31.15 roughly. That was a very small market trade because I should have gone sell ask, but so we'll get back down to a quarter position, look for to go short. That 83 held it firm. Look at that, huh? So we broke $100, right? But because of the other stock, but man, it takes a little longer, it seems, to get the gold and the time I have allotted to trade with you guys. So I'll go a little further here. So if you're with me on Tesla, I'm going to look to short as high as we can get it up here and just wait the move here. It is definitely still consolidating. So you can see 80x, this is definitely a trend upward. But we're below the VWAP here, so mixed signals. Yeah, all the reports today were technical analysis hasn't been working lately, but now it's saying how to trade the SPY. Tried to get in on that. Okay. So now I've got to sweat the opposite direction to see what it's going to do. Let's see if we can pull it back down into here. get a little bit bigger trade. Looking for a little bit bigger trade on this one. Let's see if it pulls back down. Definitely reversal sign on the 5-minute. Keeps hitting that 32 hard. High sell oscillators. Whoa, boy. Says it's done. That was at the 70 cents. Oops. There's a reversal sign. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot there because it looked like it was going to reverse on me there. Add into half share size. Oh, no. And then that happened. And then you got a stick in the eye. Full share size is 200. You will not see me do that unless we see a real reversal. It's time to pull back off this consolidation level. So obviously the price numbers get higher when you have more shares. And what is it going to do to me? Taking away the profits. Here we go. Let's get down there. Let's do a big drop below the fib. Come on. You're just starting to go back down. Let's get all the way back down. Into the 3150 zone, right? It's definitely making a reversal sign, but no, not if it ends up green. Looks like it was going to make a red rickshaw man there on the 1 minute. We may be taking a big chance trade here and go up to share size too. You can see here this is not looking good for me. So let's see. It's just a short-term trade. We barely held this thing. So really respected that 43 level quite a few times and turned around there, which is just about a buck off my position. Making a tweezer move here on the way down. Let's break that fib. It did. That's good. There we go. Don't use that as support. You want to break down. There you go. You're going to hit it with some authority. Break that 50-cent level down here. There's the 9. There's the 14. There's the 20. I'd love to see some action come in below the magnet here, but probably not going to happen. Got close to an even position there, but is that really what we want? No, we want to make money. Buy-sell oscillators turning it around as well as it tries to go back up. Then you've got the even dollar right there saying don't pass us again, but it did. That is the risk oscillator trying to turn it around there with that off red colored arrow. So the target's higher going up than going down, which I don't like to see. Does seem like it's trying to channel hop, and I'm on the wrong side of it. Like it's trying to make a new channel up here between these two levels, and I'm above that, the fib. So, I mean below the fib, but above. You know, my price action's wrong for that. Yeah, it's making a new consolidating level up here. It just did this channel hop here. Here's where it was channeling. It made off that tweezer move. It broke it. So we want to see it break down again. This is what can happen. You can get caught on the wrong end of it, and then you can't trade because you're stuck in the move. And then, so you wonder, like, should I just get out, take a loss, and start doing these little trades here? Or is it going to suddenly, you know, correct and come back down to the channel that it was in? You keep hoping. And the other thing it does a lot is it channel hops, and then it channel hops again. And now it's hurting me. How long do I hold this move? Well, Tesla talks about a new model. Is that exciting enough to make it shoot straight up? I would think not, but who knows with Tesla. Now break that fib on the way. There you go. Go, go, go. Drop, drop, drop. Keep dropping. You're not done dropping. Get back down. Seems like this is where you would take a long, you know, like it is in a new channel. I probably just should get out of this trade and for some kind of a tiny profit if I can get it. There was a little bit of one. That didn't pick me up. There we go. I should have been picked up there. Wow. That was bogus. You know, if I press market, it's going to slip like 10 bucks. I was at about 70 bucks, right? Before I took this stupid trade. Yeah, made $9 after all that. And watch it go down. Yeah. Well, yep. We can still hang out for a minute more. I was not convinced that it was going to keep going down, guys. So I'm just trying to figure out where to go long here. If that's going to be the area, which is right in the middle of the whole and half dollar. 26. This seems to be its new channels up here, so going long right about down there. If that's really, yeah, it seemed like that's where it's going to turn around. See the magnet's about to pull up. You see that? That's going to kind of, that's like a springboard. But it went the opposite way. Wow, look at that action come in right there. That's interesting, huh? Everything went down. That's at the 87, 82, 62. We're going to come back down to the 30.83. Oh, that's a whole dollar further down for me to wait for the perfect entry. I don't think it's going to go that far down. Should have picked it up down there. Here comes the magnet, going to pull it up again. I'm going to try to get in right there at 89 cents. Nope. All right, I'm pulling out because it's not looking the same as it did a second ago for my level 2. There we go. Let's get a drop to the 60 cent area. 60 cent on the bid, somewhere in the 60 cents. I'll snag it. Looking for the 60 cent area. Come on. Drop down there. It keeps swelling like 20 cents, you know. There's a reversal sign right there, guys. I'm going to try to grab it here. Try to get it there, 72. All right, I got it at 72 because I think it's about to make a big move up. It's close to the 32. Let's get it close to the 32 range, 332. Right off the 332 because it might reverse it. It's reversing on this doji, and there's the magnet right there, but this is the bottom of the magnet telling it it's like wants to go back up. So there's 95 on the ask. That was not an indicator I wanted to see. 2 reversal signs down here as it came down. Any position around here is good to go long, in my opinion. It's about to spring up, guys. Here we go. There's at 99, so I'll just take it at the 99 if I can get it. 97. Oh, you see how it... And there it goes. It was making a flat top. I should have waited a second longer. I saw it right as I hit the sell. I'm like, why are you getting out at the even... Yeah, if it dips again, you know, I'll get back in it. There was 86. I don't think we're going to get below, and we're not going to get to the 60s again. Yeah, it's making its move. For those of you that hung on, good for you. It's making a bigger move. I'm going to look for a dip down here again by chance and just see, but maybe it's just going to start stair-stepping up from this turnaround here. Just trying to be a little more conservative off the even dollar, at least off the even dollar, but that'd be good to get it down the 80s, 3180-ish, you know, so you're not too far out of position if it keeps dropping, but it's not going to keep dropping. So then you look to go short. Then I'm switching my thought process, like, well, when do I want to go short, you know? Still going up. I get too conservative and wait for a better dip, you know. Now, obviously, if we had higher share size like I might normally be trading, it'd be, you know, a bit more money. Now, there's a reversal to go back down. So let's see. You see the buyers dropped here, and they dropped below the volume. So, you know, this is telling you that it's going to turn around. So did the risk oscillator say it's going to turn around. Target going down is higher than going up. So going short up in this area as it continues to spring up is going to break the 70. Now this is where I waited. This is where I got stuck before. So I'm going to get it to get a little higher before I even think about it. To go short. So there's the 333 even. Let's see. I'd like to see it break up there toward 333.50 in that zone before I short it again. Just broke 333. Now, a lot of you could be saying, well, if he thinks it's going to go up there, then I'm just going to go long. And that's not a bad strategy. You know, definitely not a bad strategy. Well, he's waiting for it to get up there, so I'll just go up with it. There's a thing called front running, you know, when you're doing large share size that, and if you're telecasting it, you know, that people can just literally destroy your plan. You know, it is not 50 shares isn't going to do that, you know, but it's one of the reasons why the large trading size is delayed. You know, you just don't want, you know, 2,000 people to hear you say that are all willing to drop 2,000 or 3,000 shares at once, hear you say what level you're waiting for, you know, what your group of 50 traders are going to do, you know, because then they can jump ahead for the price action, then it gets you a much worse price. Here we go. Okay, a little higher. A little higher. I'm going to take it there if I can get it. At 11 cents? No, I'm canceling that order. Already had a profit there, but it didn't pick me up. And there it goes. Darn. Wow, that is a serious reversal sign. It's going to close that way. No, it's going to close green. Okay. That's what they call a rickshaw man, and it's pretty strong of a reversal sign. There we go. Finally, it picked me up. Now, did I want it to? I want it to drop below the 33 again. Nice big move down. A little lower than that, please. Waiting it out. So continuing to do this, you slowly get the money you need for a living. Just be conservative, and you're going to lose some of your trades and it's going to go against you, but then you climb back up with your accuracy by just watching the levels and the support and resistance and the price action. Sometimes just take baby losses or baby wins if it's just not seeming to. See, it already should have come down here, so I'm getting more and more worried that it's continuing to stair step up against me. So I need something to confirm that it's going to go down, or I'd rather just take a lesser loss or a tiny profit and not mess around, with this waiting for a bigger dip. Then the second you make that decision, it will go your direction, but you'll be out of it because that's how it works. Oh, man, come on. Come on, you're going to fade here. You know you are. You know why I took that trade? Because that was over $100. But I don't think it's gonna pick me up. There it goes. Come on. There we go. It's almost funny, really. So I have not made the 150 yet, but I will come back and trade this after I finish with my next trading session, guys. So I hope you're doing good wherever you're trading, using this basic support and resistance price action type of trading. So I almost hesitate to call it a strategy, but this is probably where I'll be in a while from now. I'll be just coming back and trading this for, to try to get higher amounts of money here. So, all right, guys, once again, thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you're doing good. All right, so stay inquisitive and go green out there, guys. I'll talk to you soon.